to page 7 of the prayer book, please. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. Yea, all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer, the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer, the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings. To you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer, the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, forms supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage, to all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms, in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions, subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure, white heap, curd like cloud, O Lobsang Drakpa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples, in space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight, Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme merit. Feel for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquence each adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit. Non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted 3 vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned ain't mundane concerns, made life essence-full. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Tsongkhapa's essential teachings specially shine forever. Migme Tsewe Tseten Chen Reisig Drime Kempe Wang Po Jom Pel Yang Du Pung Ma Lu Jom Se San Wei Dang Gang Chen Kepe Sugen Tsongkhapa Lob Santra Pe Jabla Sowa Deb. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted 3 jewels. Thus have I heard at one time, the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of countless aspects of phenomenon called profound illumination. At that very time, the Supreme Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the Great Being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the Superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, Great Being, how should a child of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the Superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the Great Being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence, 5 aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no I element, and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times, by relying upon the perfection of wisdom, become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Taya ta gate gate pera gate pera som gate bodhisoha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of the lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gadavas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places, Dakinis, Akasamarata. Tayata om gate gate paragate parasom gate bodhisoha. Through the power of truth of the exalted three jewels speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the four Maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, shante kure soha. 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, freed from adverse harmful conditions. May all be conducive and perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Saji Peki Jung Xing Mei Tog Tram Ri Rab Ling Ji Ni De Gem Pa Di Sang Ge Jing Du Me Te O Wa I Dru Ko Nam Dan Ding La Cho Pa Sho Jesu Lama Dam Pa Ge Nam I Chu Ko Kala Yan Sai Trindri Ne Jitar Shampe Dul Jezin Ma La Zab Ge Chuki Char Pa Wab Tu So Idam Guru Ra Sangha Namandala Kam Niryatayami. Chongde Sangi Chomnala Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyen Gepe Sonamki Drola Penchir Sanghe Drupa Sho. Chongde Sangi Chomnala Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyen Gepe Sonamki Drola Penchir Sanghe Drupa Sho. Chongde Songi Chomnala Jaju Pardu Dagdi Kepsuchi Dagi Chonyen Gepe Sonamki Drola Penchir Sanghe Drupa Sho.
Good morning, everyone. It's cold outside? Not that? That's good. New England weathers, up down, up down, up down. But we don't get much snow this year. Usually it's good to get more snow because summertime good for grass. Bad for us, they're good for grass. Also good for the business. Good for one business, but maybe better for some business. What to do? Tibetan we call the horse cannot walk what the person really wants. Therefore you have to always control the horse. Here they put on the red who ride the horse. Therefore things doesn't go as we want. Better just to accept what's happened, just okay? Try to our best. Like that. Anyway, therefore Buddhism, according to Buddhism, practice, praise, its motivation is very important. There are also so many different kind of motivation. We say our motivation to think about form or other beings. This is the best motivation. Therefore we need to like a very wide mind, very open mind. It's very wonderful, we need like that. In order to that we need to meditation, then we should learn slowly, it takes time. Therefore I would like to force we do a lot of meditation, and also Buddhism is important to think about the refuge. Before I start our talk, I recite the Tibetan Sanjay Chuda Soje Chonula. Jangchub Dharma Japsamje is 2 verses. I take refuge Buddha Dharma, Sangha until what? Until achieve enlightenment. Because I'm going to take refuge Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. How long? Until achieve enlightenment. When you achieve enlightenment, you don't have to take refuge. Your refuge. Therefore, in order to know who's Buddha, what's Dharma, who's Sangha, and there are also many different ways to describe. But Buddha, right now we at this time, with the Buddha Shakyamuni is the Buddha who found the Buddhism, this planet or this world. Usually Buddhism say until the whole entire war disappear, the end of the war. We have the 1023 Buddha will come. The Buddha Shakyam is the spiritual symbol, Shiva. It's number 4. The 3 Buddhas already came, they teach, then they already, their teaching is, how is it, disappeared. Right now, the Buddha Shakyamuni, as you know, Buddha Shakyamuni also, he came this world 2,500 years, more than years. It's same as the regular person. It shows for us to how achieve enlightenment. First, he just a regular person. Then he did the 12 different, activities. Of course, there were so many there, but we just count the 12. And he got married. He has a child. He's also the son of the king. Then he saw the age, sickness, and die people everywhere. Usually the king take him to only the good place, like palace, the gardens. And then on the way he go there, he see that a lot of people getting old, the sick, the die. Then he just think about what this happened, how they get out, how they free from like that. Then he lived from his palace. Then he become monk. Then he meditation like 6 years. Then after he achieved enlightenment. Enlightenment means when you free from all the delusions, all the ignorance, then you enlighten. It's not somewhere to go other place. Then after he achieved enlightenment, then he teach for Four Noble Truth. As for all of us too. He said, whatever I experience, what I experience, he just teach that. This is what he teach, what he knows, what he experienced. Then he shows for us to know what's suffering, what is the cause of suffering. It's possible to be free from the suffering, and what the result of the suffering, or free from suffering. Therefore, he teach or he shows for us like Four Noble Truth. Then after he teach all so many things, then we say Buddha is the who teach or show the refuge. The real refuge is the Dharma. What Dharma is like an example for us, like 10 non-virtues, keeping the 10 virtues action. That's correct. Don't do the 10 non-virtues action. Stealing, killing, sexual misconduct, the lie, harsh word, like that kind of things. Because if you do any action like that, you get the suffering. They said, don't do that. Then without you knowing that false, then you keep the binding. You don't do this. The real Dharma, because it protects you. Like example, right now is we have the coronavirus for everywhere. We know that that's bad. Then we know how to protect the people. They take the mask, whatever they do. If you do yourself protect, then you don't get the sick. You don't do the follow the protection, you all got sick. Therefore, you got the punishment. It's not something else. Also, it's create a lot of problems like that. Therefore, if we know the false, the 10 non-virtuous actions, then we don't do the action. This is that we can call it Dharma. It really protects for us the sufferings. Like example, Buddha said, don't be angry. He said, why I'm not angry? Because you are angry, you are not happy. We check this. Yes, it's true or not. Therefore, real Dharma is to calm mind, warm heart, peace mind, intentionally don't harm others. This is the real Dharma. The Sangha, our family members, our relatives, our co-workers, members who you go with always, your husband, your wife, your children, this is the real Sangha, you can say. Of course, they are all high level explained, but I'm not doing it like that way. Because those people with you always, 24 hours, whole your life, you create the positive karma with them, you create the negative karma with them. If you're happy, you have to share that with them. You're sad, you share with them your actions. Therefore, they're the best friend for you. Therefore, they are help for you to also how you become happy person, relaxed person, peaceful person. Therefore, easily we say, what's the Sangha? What's Sangha? Usually there's a full ordained monks. We can think this is a Sangha. Usually Sanghas then who have some more high levels practice like bodhicitta, emptiness, but we're not able to that. Like example myself, maybe you guys know, maybe someone already bodhicitta. Therefore think about that way, our community, they're the Sangha. Therefore, Buddha who teach us what he teach for Dharma. Sangha, just our community. They're the person to help for us. Therefore, like that. Then we to practice the training our mind is very important. Therefore, Buddhism says, I follow Buddha's advice. Refuge means like that. I follow Buddha's advice. What Buddha you say, I can follow you. What you show us, we follow you that. Usually Buddha doesn't show any bad things, most good things. 90, 100% good things. Therefore, I take refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, until I achieve enlightenment. Therefore, you think about it in front of you, in Buddha Shakyamuni, as we see the statue, it's like living Buddha, not only the solid like that. The round Buddha, think about the all Bodhisattvas, like same as like hundreds, thousands of monks. Then also around us, with visualization, think of all our parents, family members, even enemies, all mother same as us, around us. Think about moment that this is like you set up your mind. Then there are also so many different meditations, like the moment, because right now we use our very gross mind. We don't remember so many things. Therefore, try to not thinking past, not thinking future. The person right now, just focus your own mind. Not try to thinking something. What are you thinking right now? Just aware that a moment. First, beginning is not easy, but you do again, they will become very familiarize our mind. Therefore, I would like to couple minutes your meditation, your own mind means you just aware your own mind, no past, no future, just the present. Also, don't not try to stop thinking, just aware. just you keep your mind to same place, aware what are you thinking right now. Now we would like to do a little bit meditation for the compassion. The compassion in the mind, the wish to others and sympathy to free from the suffering. Try to think about any kind of beings you can see, you can feel the very gross suffering going on right now. As example, in China, the coronavirus going on. Even the person they're not sick, but they are very suffering. They feel 24 hours when they catch the cold. I'm sure they are very suffering. They're not able to eat, they are not able to sleep. You can really see, you can really feel. They're also same as us to wish to happy, healthy, successful life. But they are really suffering going on with them. Visualization like that, try to feel something like that, then wish to free from all the sufferings or the fear. Because they're also same as the human being as us. They don't want to sick, they don't want to die. They want to freedom. If you really feel something that's going on, the gross suffering, then it really touches our mind. Therefore, right now, we all feel, we all see, we all hear. Therefore, visualization to their suffering, then to wish to for them to free from their sufferings. This we call the compassion. We need to cultivate that kind of mind. feel their sufferings. We see the sufferings. It's not like you see the piece of rock. I wish to the rock free from suffering, not like that. You can hear every day in the newspaper how they're going into difficult situations. The families cannot see each other. One of the family members gets sick. This is how we develop our compassion. When you see or when you recognize to all mother sentient beings as same is us to wish to happy, healthy, successful life, then you don't have the mind to hate them. How you have strong compassion, develop your mind, then the other minds slowly just go away. Okay, that's good. Otherwise you got for slip. ane to chine gom yani the javaina kale ya semen javan rogo sarvati tenden javan rogo sar.
If we meditate in that way, again and again, then slowly, definitely there will be some changes in our thoughts.
Okay? Ani bena tendriga dunga rapa tandenga zo mig thong deva ko deva tendrela samatani gomayina ani ngazu ji semen javan pengre.
And like that, so if we contemplate on the the gross sufferings that we are actually able to see and feel, then that will help us to be able to bring up this compassionate mind.
Tendriga ne tapena ani nije gomne tene the Khensur nije go ngal kare pengre sangamzu tendri twale gro samse legro was.
So we might also bring some doubt in our mind, thinking that if I meditate on compassion towards them, then what benefits does it bring to me, myself?
Chedang anzu jalaya nijega ane samba kasa shu chewa samjiga anzu jalaya jela zewa shu chayam korwas.
So more compassion we have towards others, that much more affection we'll have towards others.
Ani kadina anzu jala semla chi magawa yang adade ni kansa yen ji ani suzu tawana ji suzu ndobana ji madwa za telanga zu magasimbi dra se ngan sumgo yorobas.
So usually when we are unhappy or sad or angry towards somebody, then either it's because that person doesn't have the same view as ourselves, right? We don't think in the same way as as they do, or they don't think in the same way as we do, and we have a different interest, and because of that, then we dislike that person.
Tendeza ane suzu kan tsewa yasaga mutelaya ane kaji kondo sana kondo shuchimosha sagamare.
So usually, so when you have somebody, when you have somebody that you are very affectionate with, and towards that person, when there comes a time and causes you to get angry towards that person, then anger will not be very strong.
And Tanajan Samsung Adujala Susulaji Kanga Chanja, Suzu Kanga Chanja, Samne. And it telaya Dukone, take gomne de Davatane Yaros. And the Jen Semchikila Nijay Gombayana, Sambat Pa Shuchimbojina, Ale, not Chibo Michire, Jen Semchin did the Mambo Yosamaya, Suzuji, Semtio Ma, Shadawatani Wasarva.
And then also when you think about your own suffering, Right? I said sometimes you feel very sad and very depressed, and said, "Oh, I'm, having terrible time. Why I have to be me and all these things?" But when you meditate on compassion and think about the suffering of others, then when you compare your suffering with others, then you feel like nothing. Yeah, so then you will not have that kind of strong depression or sad feelings.
싫어 초고 말했어까지 소속강에 연어 싫어 초고 말했어.
So you won't feel that much, even though you have problems. But when you compare with the others, then your problems seem so small that you don't feel anything.
그냥 간도 소나게 와이나 시당 소나야 돼 뺑어도 못할 책인도 와 소나야 돼.
So usually, like when we have a toothache, it's very toothache, it's very, very, bothering, right?
다 델리데 삽치야지 양아도 온고나야도 지금 양오나 나사 셴바도 요 하거나 소나야 돼 갈래 고 하루도 고 제로도.
But if you have some other bigger problem in your body, bigger disease or bigger pain, then that pain, kind of disappears, right? You don't even feel that pain.
제가 고 나사 대대로다 간도 싫어 소원 이게 나사 된 간도 동안 연금도 와.
So it doesn't mean that the pain is gone. Pain is still there, but because there's a bigger one than that, and that you don't feel that much about that small pain anymore.
되는 간도 연금도 왔어. 대전도 냠녀여러 간도 냠녀여러 봤어.
We have that experience, right?
제가 아니 지금 남주 수소 강에 대와 제와나 델리 지금 노라 차질했나 노라 주지도 고 라노도 와.
So normally when we have some kind of problem, and if there comes even bigger problem than that, then that problem, kind of disappears, right? We don't, feel that problem anymore.
제당 간도 셈바도 파 진짜 첨부 식처 더 많이나 수수강에 가가 저 양가 말까지 소가 말했어.
And so like that, when you think about the suffering of all these sentient beings and generate compassion towards them, then you will not feel your own sufferings.
제가 탱아도 수수고 싸무도 안 돼. 대용군들이 레면도 답단데 빼셔야 봐. 대도 섬단다세.
So this is the example that I gave you earlier about the pains that we have in our body, different kind of pains, right? So when the bigger pain comes, then we don't feel the smaller pain, just like that. When you think about your suffering of other beings, you don't feel much of your suffering. So this is something that you have to examine yourself and then come to believe, not just somebody said it so that you have to believe in that way. It's not like that. You can come to believe it with the experience.
그러와 배나 파마서야. 다 파마서 수수 부글로 진이 좀 갈래 파메 배나 로 자탐바다 부가나 봐. 삼대 그래서. 근데 파마 미나시다 지금 리더 삼각강 요다나 슈침부터 조금 소 부단지 삼대 그러고서.
So just like parents, they do have problems, right, of their own, but when they're thinking about their children, they don't see their own problem. They're always thinking about their children all the time that they don't see. It's not that they don't have problem. They do have problem, but because their mind is so much occupied by the problem of the children that they don't feel their own children, their own problems.
다 나지 그 파마서야바나 부 수수 부도 간에 농가마다 당이 부 약고요 삼대 그랬어. 이제요 삼 그랬어. 소 파미.
And the parents always love their children, right? No matter how ugly the child is, the parent will think that, oh, my child is so beautiful.
가르쳐나 아마 디젤 세와 슈치 모여다 아니 멜레베샤도 저 통고 말했어.
So that's because of her compassion or affection, right? That she doesn't see any bad qualities in her child.
제가 세와세디 슈빼미도 슈친 버려. 세와세디가 아니 가로다 멜레베샤가 막갑샤 가로와.
So the affection and compassion is very powerful. Mind, it covers all other problems or bad sides.
Right? Today is a 나도 장도 좋아지면 부부문을 보나 소소 지지라 파셈바쇼 갈라야 담보 갑라야 아니 파조월라 지금 말레비차 가는 좀 통고 말어 봤어. 강가 레비차 장자 가래나 지 야와 장자 통고를 봤어.
So same with the adults like boys and girls. Men and women, when they're in love with each other or they have affection for each other, and then at that time you don't see any bad qualities in that person. You only see the good qualities.
제가 곧 대화사지 간지 다 작받은 데 되게 대화제로 와. 디고 슈침보다 디 네번을 연결로 와.
So you have kind of affection, right? Affection towards each other that's kind of mixed with attachment, for each other, and because of that, you don't see the bad qualities.
와 드니다 아까디마나 수수가 삼라 곰대베 갑라 당경가서 고만 나지 제네 대담 대바도 모바서로 마타와지 단다 수수고 셈데 칸리 저 텔라 셈데 바테지 근데 쳔베가 맞제와지 야 까먹어와지 야지 쳔바이 쳔 탑슈 쳔먹어와지 담보트네 제다르와.
So like Geshe mentioned earlier about meditating on your mind, just watching over your mind, not thinking about the past, what I did yesterday, or not thinking about the future, what I'm going to do tomorrow, like that, not thinking at all, just thinking about the mind at the present state, and don't try to think of anything, or don't try to apply any antidote, or a meditation to avoid such kind of minds. Whatever is coming, just let it come and just watch over it.
대 맞제와지 대 하코와지 아니 갈래가 골라로 그런 거 보는
So without distraction, it's like without forgetting what you're looking at. Just keep on looking at that, and then slowly it will just kind of disappear.
근데 장도 단다 삶으시 단다. 까마칠 삶이 단다로. 안 전화 다디ken도 까마 변나 세컨 정안이 변나 세컨 뉴스 받는 담보치 삶대에 골라로 매도 그랬어.
So you think about something, right? So whatever your mind is thinking, you just watch over that, and then for however long that mind was thinking about that, for maybe like 1 to 15 seconds, and then on the 20th second it will be gone, right? That mind will be gone.
미세바이 레양 그랬어요.
And then other thought will come.
대장도 까나 근데 까도 말해. 까야 탑이 제먹어 왔지.
So if you try to stop it, it's not possible. The mind, that's the function of the mind, right? It just keeps thinking. So don't try to think, just watch over it.
다다잖아 코로사다 코로사다 상가들이 코로사도 대삼 대코로 삼치대다 코로 대올라는 그랬어.
So just like if you're angry towards somebody, then just keep your mind, think about that anger. So I'm angry. If you keep thinking about that mind, I'm angry, and that mind will disappear.
제가 드네지네 야보시 담부 제다와야나 아니 슈마는 가서 들어서면 따와다 아니 샘데고 따다시고 내두고 들어왔어.
And so if you are able to think in that way, keep your mind on the thought or whatever mind arises in your thought, then later, slowly, you'll be able to keep your mind on that.
현대당 가서 샹접 삼라고 공부하잖아. 까마치고 내가 말해. 세컨 정화파이 내가 말을 세부 제로 그래.
So of course this is all matter of getting habituated with that thought, right? Otherwise, even if we try to like force ourselves, it won't work at the beginning, right? So like when you try to meditate on bodhicitta or compassion, even for 5 seconds, to keep the mind on that thought of compassion is very difficult.
제가 셴바이 콜랩스 내절론도 셴바이
So like
콜주세.
suddenly or immediately some other thoughts keeps coming in your mind.
제가 남주 곰장에서 다 도송고도 왔어. 당에 곰가 냠냠마다 미 셴바를 납줬어 발라고 했다. 스페셜 납줬어.
So that's what they say. And I'm not saying this is not my experience, and I read it in the books, the scriptures, and explained it to you what those experienced meditators said.
근데 전에 아니 도치지다 와이나 다 돈을 소소 셈나 때네 베나 템베 맞아바지나 섬도바들이 좋아해나 근데 가보니 잠바 이제 샤지고 좀 동만이도 공부해나 답되고 쇼저랬어.
And so if you are able to hold your thought like that, keep focus your mind on that thought without forgetting, with the mindfulness, then you can change that object, to loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and so forth.
그냥 아주 잘라지고 또 짜거나 담보도 깜바도 땜보 있고 그도 깜보 땜바시면 깜바미기 땜보면 매게 막 사로치 내야 짜나 슈잖아 코미게 사네 그 답로 요로 대소로 소소 깜바데 땜보 있고 그도
So like if we are trying to lift up something, then we have to have a strong leg, right? So if our leg is not strong, then if we try to lift, then it might fall on us or fall down and then break it and so forth. So having a steady body or leg is very important.
Right? 아주 잘라진 도시 야무체나 깡바 주서 땜보면은 아주 변나 사파 간지니 치잖아 짜도 말 사파 거리 야 반으로 단디 그란지나 고 야한지도 그러고.
So if it's a steady, solid ground, then it's easier, right? And your strong legs, and it's easier to lift up. Like if you're standing on a sofa, which is very soft, and you try to lift up something, then it's difficult, to balance yourself. And on top of lifting is something, it's difficult.
Then you fall, maybe dangerous, right? You or something, they will fall yourself. Therefore, first, what we need, just stable mind. But as I want stable doesn't work. 도치네 근데 셈라야 딱 그런 가래는 가서 소 가로 장고도 맞잖아 용음도 왔을 때. 근데 집바지 잘했어.
So like that, we have to train our mind. If we don't train, it will not be possible, to happen just like that, by itself without training or without practicing.
근데 로니싱을 지라도 너 누지 폰 갈리 이티도야 컴퓨터 시티도야 봤어. 로니슈 갈라.
So like 20 years ago, were you able to type on your phone very fast?
We don't have that phone also, right? We have just big one. First we have like this one, then we just open one. Now we have that big one, just right? 제가 안 지나도 컴퓨터는 단다 주민마다 저기도 왔다. 뭐 제도 매웠어.
And so also like you're typing very fast without even looking at the keyboard, right? You can type very fast, but was that like that from the beginning? No, right?
Especially the, maybe like old people. When we was in India, Bodh Gaya airport's very crowded. It's not like airport. People are not lying, just who's can take the guy who's to give the ticket, he just push, takes maybe 10 minutes, one person get the ticket. He's like old tradition, he cannot do like that. He just look 1, 5, 6, 10, then again he mistake, he will rest like that. Today 있다가는 지나서는 지금 제작도 today 고만큼 걸어왔어.
But so here you can type very fast, right? That's because of being habituated with that, right?
Now you have the fingers here very big, right? It's very big, but how can we small letters just do like that? 고만이나 그래나 용도 왔어.
So when you are habituated, then it becomes easier, right?
Right? 단어따도 먼저 탑벽하는 중요하다, 리가는 중요하다, 딱 간지 스케치가 빼. 바디 제가 내가 타고도 와이나. 고도 고바이나 고도 답되고 쇼용도 왔어.
So like also people who are like skiing, looks very dangerous to us, right? We won't be able to do ourselves, but because they are used to it, they are familiar with that sports, and so it's easier for them to do that.
Do you guys anyone to ski? Ice ski? Ice. It's easy?
Ice skating?
Ice skating right there, also how you call the under the shoes, they're very skate
boots.
You guys do this? You do this?
I know how to do it. It's fun.
Yeah, we play hockey when we were little.
You guys did?
Yeah.
It's a little dangerous.
Yeah, a little dangerous. When you get used to it, though.
Do you see? They have, practice makes perfect, right? Otherwise, how can you stand up like that? Knife, blade, right? Like for us, me, I'm maybe not just stand up. Walk, just forgot. No walk, just, even someone, okay, can you just don't touch anything, just stand up? So, no, because I'm not used to. Therefore, anything we can, similar.
So just like you can train your body to do certain things, you can train also your mind, to think in certain ways.
Right? Then do just something that I'm going to say, I'm going to some Mikanga Haleta, Tisan Siriaji Chamber Haleda, Mikanga, Mix with yours.
So the scientists, the technologies, all this very surprising, right? And amazing and surprising. But it's all created by human being, right?
제가 담보디 신기지만 콜로브죠,
And that also didn't get developed just like that, It had to be slowly come to the point that we're able to, enjoy it now. It wasn't like that before, right? So somebody had to train again and again, and eventually then it was able to develop that program or whatever software and so forth, so that we're able to use it now.
제가 딱 가서 샘락 된디가 로즈야 왔대. 다이는 가서 샘락 샴바 니제 샹치고 샘 돈요도 베셔라. 다음에도 베셔라 세대. 소소진 때요.
So we have to train our mind, to have these good qualities of the mind, such as loving kindness, compassion, the realization of emptiness, and so forth. So all these, we have to train, our mind, to be able to develop that. And right now, we haven't really trained our mind at all to be able to or generate those thoughts in our mind.
Okay, then kadina gomde jabayina. Ani tende samen jabanto kure.
And so therefore, if you do a little bit of meditation every day, then that will help you to get used to it, or familiar with it, and help yourself.
도지네 tane chine ta shangchigo samji jela chena ta tele ta ngaso tane then they want to same use gelong just say takaji.
And so, through that, through the practice, meditation, and training, then we'll be able to develop all these positive thoughts in our mind, and especially bodhicitta. Of course, you need that as well, to be trained. And once you have developed the bodhicitta, then you're all set. Like we said, you're all set. And then from then, once you have generated bodhicitta, then from then on, you go happiness to happiness, from happiness to happiness.
제가 저랑 챈들라야 메가밀린 톰나죠.
So like we say, if you win a mega million lottery in this life, and you say you're all set, right? Are you all set if you win the mega million lottery?
I don't think so, right? We need more. We have more worry.
And so that's because of lack of contentment, right? If we don't have the contentment, then no matter how much we have, we'll never be all set.
제가 다 상주고 셈세요는 오늘 전에다 간지 아니 지금 신나가 아니 지경에 빠져간가 라슈도 신호에서 봤어.
So whereas if you have bodhicitta generated in your mind, then all the problems, external and internal, all problems will just come to end.
제가 까왔던 말하고 저봐요 통원은 이더니 펌벌스 아니 현주치면 나라도 송으로 바간지 까와 몽보라 소는 거 소사신 게 산제 참여게 샤지고 셈 델레 하지면 봐 아니 다 송요래서.
So just like it is said in Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life that Buddhas, after contemplating for many eons, they see the bodhicitta being very beneficial. So through all this, the time that they have accumulated merit, they didn't see anything more beneficial than bodhicitta.
아니 제 셈지 동아파 산도 봐야나 샤치셈 공고래서. 제 셈절라 데바테도는 샤치셈 공고래 송어요라.
So if you want to eliminate the sufferings of others, then you need to generate bodhicitta. If you want to bring them to the state of happiness, then you need bodhicitta as well.
오케이. 다들 다 가상도 샹치고 셈 그 평에되는 마 소도 다들 사실 제와된 바 사실 제와다 고원이 냠도 줄록셔나. 대이 몸보셔라면 치단데 시에바이나 단데 간도 냠마 나와 몸보셔야 되죠 그래서. 이나다 코로사체랑 이와데 마 시에셔나 약사로.
So this is what we've been talking about, right? In our textbook, the liberation in the palm of your hand, and we are in outline 331. It's just the I think this is the 8th benefit.
콜로지에 잡아서 내 지금 넘바나 가서 아니 넘베 바샤이 샤도 그래서.
So let's read this together. Those of you who have textbook, so you found it, right?
Page 511.
For the blue one,
The blue one.
you have different one, the other yellow one or red one.
Yellow, it's page 560.
560 for the yellow covered.
오케이. 아니 저조반에 바제 찍된 돈요에나 상션도나 상션나 요와서. 차와던 돈나로나에 대 넘버 bomba 산제지 샹주 졸라 손이 맞지지. 다 라바긴 차와 덤바 가르쳐봤나 대 손님들 손지 맞지 바래 제텔라 토바 마시 센도.
So and so just we're going to read through this, the outline 331 and 332, and then we'll discuss. Of course, there's so much to talk about it, and we can talk a lot about this. But anyway, so just by reading it, we leave some positive imprint in our mind, good thoughts or virtues in our mind. And just like it is said in the King of Prayer, if you have read it or familiar with it, and it says, so even if you just touch the prayer, touch the textbook, or look at it or read it, and the result, the happening result of that, of seeing that, touching that, or reading that, is only fathomed by Buddhas. So how much benefit, how much merit you create by doing that is only fathomed by Buddhas. So that's the benefits. And so therefore, anyway, since Buddha has said, of course we don't know that, right? But we should believe in that. So this is, don't have a doubt, because this is what Buddha said.
Okay, what page number the red one? What tab number?
Is the red one the same as the blue one? I don't think so.
So
What number?
outline 331. You have the red book, right? The red covered book?
What page number? 560.
Okay, so let's read this together. You are not bothered by harm or hindrances. Even when a universal emperor goes to sleep, he is guarded by Vajrapani, Brahma, Indra, the 4 Maharajas, etc. But the Bodhisattvas get twice as many protectors as universal emperors, and they are protected both day and night. They are never harmed, never bothered by evil or interfering spirits. If we do not have this mind and invite the protections, deities with drums, symbols, and so on, in amelioration rite, to please them and request their help, we cannot be certain that they will come. But if we have developed this mind, then even though we might not have invited the 4 Maharajas, for example, the Vaishnavana, they will still guard us like faithful servants. The laying out of Salt Sutra tells us, if you apply the all healing balms to your body, no disease, etc. can harm you. If you apply the king of balms, which we call water, to your body, snakes will avoid you. If you apply the king of balms that others, your enemies can do nothing to you. Likewise, when you have bodhicitta, the delusions are incapacitated, and so forth. When Geshe Kamlungpa was living at Yungwawi Pur in Pempo, spending his time in meditation on bodhicitta, the non-human spirits of the palace began to attack him. But one of these spirits said, he holds dearer than he does himself. Could you think of harming him? Our compassionate teacher defeated the army of demons through the power of his love. 5 yakshas could not kill the herdsmen in King Metrobala's kingdom because of his great love. King Perhal presented to Tibetan Rinpoche the Lama Thamba with the iron stylus to ride on stage. But as the story has it, he was unable to make a similar offering to Muchu Tome Sampo. Also, once when Tibetan Rinpoche was ill, he invited Muchu Tome Sampo to come. Tome Sampo meditated on bodhicitta and his help Tibetan Rinpoche. These stories illustrate the infinite benefits that occur from not being bothered by dangers and hindrances. Suffice it to say that people who have meditated on the mind have experienced no trouble from such creatures. You quickly complete all stages of the path. When you pursue meditation on the view without bodhicitta, you will be able to complete only your accumulation of primal wisdom, not your merit accumulation. It is mainly through the power of relative bodhicitta that you complete both accumulations and rid yourself of the 2 types of subscription, together with their instincts. If you have this mind, you can become enlightened in one lifetime through the secret mantra. But without it, you will not be able to gain the lowest level of the Mahayana path of accumulation, even using Tantra. In short, it is said that because bodhicitta is the root of development of all the even giving a piece of wood to a crow, that is why you will complete the stages and paths so quickly.
Okay, and 다 상조가 셈도 요와나 아니 간지 수수고야 다 리그 라스거나 만도 아니 지 당가도 베벨로서 아니 지 거로 아니 수수고 냠내 쳐발라 조던 틀린 생이가 아니 송마 이거 다레스 근데 상조가 셈 요와나 아니 도조 가디나 소데 그래스.
So if we have bodhicitta generated in our mind, then we're always supported by the Dharma protectors, the guardians, and so forth. Usually, like we say, when we do our practices, we need to rely on these protectors to protect us from all these hindrances. But if you have bodhicitta, then you don't have to, call them to protect you. They will be there all the time to protect you.
안티마자 안베나 상조가 셈메와나 가조다 가조 간지 강소 당세 간지 샵대들 소거야 텔레가블라야 상소데 쇼스 아니 베로치스 안텔레야 도르마피 아니 가조 조단 틀린데 로치된 것도 랍거데스 그래서 상조가 셈메와나 콘소 페부여면 가조 시금 말해서 송도.
And so usually there is a tradition in Tibetan Buddhism of doing these pujas, called the protector puja, where you make offerings to the protectors and invite them, invoke them to the place, and then you make offerings and requests and so forth to them, and then then supposedly they will help you to protect from all those hindrances or bring success to whatever you want to achieve and so forth. But that is uncertain. You call, but will they really come or not? Depends, right? So because you don't see them. But if you have bodhicitta, then you don't have to call. They will always be there to protect you.
다 때문에 다 동복하면 친도 할 넘버 뭐들까지 릴라지 쉬어야지 들어왔어. 근데 릴라티 쉬어야나 아니 제가 내가 못 봐다. 야 근데 쉬어야나 아니 지금 드르다 근데 못 봐. 실로건 손자 못 봐는데 야 릴라 쉬어야 되는 요소로 봤어. 아니 샤지고 세미나 아니 더 고고 말했어. 더 매워야나 간지 실로건 다다 아니 저한테 토고 말했어요. 거기서 말해.
So also it's mentioned here, right, in the laying out of Stalk Sutra, that there's such kind of a balm. If you apply that to your body, it will heal your diseases, or it will protect you from other creatures like snakes and so forth, from coming near you, and biting you and so forth. So, but if you have bodhicitta, then you will not be, harmed by any of these things. So it is naturally like applying a natural balm on your body. So really, with that kind of mind, if there's such kind of a bomb, then we really need that right now, right? In this world. So there's so many diseases going around. Particularly for this time in China where they have this virus, right? Which is infectious and getting over all the people. If we have that, then can be just protected easily. So that's the benefit of having bodhicitta. So you will not be inflicted by any kind of diseases like that.
가래 마드 트리서를 서로 마치 자갈아야 된다. 제가 나서 나대고서 아니 딱 밑참하게 딱 간주 고들로 다네 샤요 갈라 모나파 로치 telachim misegi te protection ke mako machi an kodo yojo wana morala chine nata the go marsen dos tata mango wadi zo jempe chimbo jowan te kawe sarwa.
So I heard of this story of I think it's Mother Teresa, who was helping, especially in India where there was a leprosy disease spreading, so much, and then people were all thrown in one place, and nobody was like daring to go there to help. But Mother Teresa, she went there, without even any protection, no mask or nothing, just went there and then helped so many people, and she never got sick herself. So that's because of her power of compassion, and that protected her from all these diseases.
Mother Teresa
Have you heard of that story? Is it Mother Teresa who helped the people with leprosy?
어체한테 가지는 거기 말이야. 나좀 그거 뭘 가진 거면 아니 샹집 쌤 가지 젬페 샹집 쌤까지 옌라 펜셈 그 쌤도 싸바 나바다 휴치 뭐여도 되네 서로.
So why is it like it was harming other people but not her? That's because of her strong compassion or thought to benefit others, right? The thought to benefit others, altruism, mind, that protected her from all these diseases.
제가 샹집쌤 가지 젬페 로지리 옌라 펜토션도 로 휴치 뭐 되는 라고 그랬어.
So like that, bodhicitta, when we say bodhicitta, it's altruism, right? So wish to benefit others, and then for that wanting to achieve, a state of full enlightenment. And so when you have that kind of altruistic thought of bodhicitta, then you will be protected from all these harms and hindrances.
아니 대마에게 배나 다 젬바게 내버려. 내가 안에 다 안에 뚫리는라야 기시 가오 기시 칼루바세서 안에 다 펜볼라 슈디베 갑라 간제 되네야지 아 마마에 된데야 내가 집에 차치제라 안에 코라도 파드 트디제네 게시베 갈라야 안에 지금 나 맞아 콜레 가서 내가 지면데 가나 그 코라래 만족 콜레 삼로 마타가도 되래자 코라 가서 삼 전에 내가 지면데 코라도 트디제 버튼 라고도 왔어. 근데 로직은 이거서도.
And so also here it says that Geshe Kamlungpa was living at Yungwei Pur in Pempo. That's a place in Pempo, and spending his time in meditation on bodhicitta. And then the non-human spirits that of that place began to attack him. But one of the spirits said, this Geshe always thinking about bodhicitta, right? So thinking about others and more dear than himself. Because he's thinking about us. He holds us dearer than he does to himself. And then he cried all the time. And how could you think of harming such kind of being like that?
And 대지 아니 드니 로지다 단데 송도 왔어. 아니 다나지가 아니 템바 투지에 산지 좀 된데 그냥 간지 다 샴바다 이제게 아니 막 저건 뭐지 간지 되게 답지 아니 지금 당야 뭐 곰제베 걸어야 아니 빠지 지금 뭐 보여 건조 가서 봐 가지 너와도 빠시 빠지 왔더니 이거로.
And so just like that, our Buddha Shakyamuni, and during his lifetime also when he was meditating, and there's all these demons trying to come and harm him. So but he defeated all these, the army of demons through the power of loving kindness and compassion.
오다 되네 뭐보다 대단 가서 별이야 아니 용라가 아니 지 상급 생비 냠내 용인데 가서 자세 통해서 못 되게 돼서 뱀도 그렇지 뭐 들어와서 별라.
So then in Tibet, like a well-known practitioner who have developed bodhicitta is Ngojo Tome Sambo. So he's like the well-known. Everybody regards him as a bodhisattva.
아니 별이야 아니 잡아만 보여다 이래. 잡아만 보여서 이래. 엄마 별로 걸라 못아요 말 남도요 말 파든도요 걸라야 아니 지 야마나 야테 야마나 아니 따테 아니 도체는 로 잘라테 가기 뭐가지 따슈 가지 공부좀 저거를 야미로.
So during that time, there's the means of transportation was just either walk or ride on a yak. So there's no aeroplane, cars or buses like that, trains like that, and so they have to just walk, right? And then there were so many robbers hiding, to rob you.
아니 엄마도 제가 통해서 보듯이 시다 별로 가르쳐 보이 봤지. 이나 근데 제가 통해서 보다 사실 진짜 사실 셴바절 파페베 qabla야 아니 코나 마페베 ngala야 아니 코나 그 게투카시 담에 그 다리치게 펴서와 전소 어디 뒤 남과가 아니 잡아도 샤나 좀 아니 그냥 메워서 했어.
And so there was a time when Ngojo Tome Sambo was invited, to such places, and before he went there, his disciples went there before him to arrange the place for him. And when they were going there on their way, they got robbed by the robbers. They got robbed, and all their possessions were taken.
다디 줄이야 아니 니마치 제래야 아니 자세 통해서 뭐 걸어다 걸어가 게투카시 아니 냠도 되는 마 배게 와. 다 땡고네 그 로지레다스. And
so then after a few days, Ngojo Tome Sambo, he himself and some of his disciples, accompanied by by some of his disciples, they were just going towards that place. And so this is a real story. So at that time, then Ngojo Tome Sambo also faced with those robbers on the way.
아니 투비가 딱그 잘라 차단된 좋아했대. 야티 그 자세 통해서 뭐 강한 초도 왔어.
And then they took all his stuff, his and his disciples' stuff, all their possessions were stolen or robbed by the robbers.
아니 자세 총로서 몰라야 아니 지금 또든다고 죽게 해서 그러지. 된다처럼 내가 기주세요네. 자세 통해서 뭐 콜라테 구마들 잡아 버렸어.
And then so the Tome Sambo had a shirt like a jacket in a shirt, and he said, "Okay, take these two," and he gave that to the robber.
근데 되긴 다처럼 조바 주스라고 했다. 조바 주스. 아니 네 절롱에 절로다는 미용 거는데 솔레나 아니 지나서 잘라 초고랬어. 양파 초고들라고 했어. 아니 그 도바들 그래 저 참 수임 봤어. 저 단다 아니 잘라 초송세 요다메 왔지. 단다 내키 안 지나서 조바 만들었나 슈마레나 지나서 요라 치거들랑 참 무수임 발라고 했어. 고마대.
And so then he said, "Okay, take this and then go away fast, because otherwise there are other people, group of people coming behind, and when they see you, then you'll be in trouble. So you better run away." So he was like, even like, instead of complaining, or not, or like being angry towards him for robbing him, he was like trying to help him, to run away. And then he said, "Who are you?" So such kind of person like that, "Who are you?" And Tome Sambo.
아니 통해서 뭐 개마서 안 봐. 아니 게투식이야. 아니 내 자세 통해서 뭐 해야 돼. 저 권유 와야 돼. 그 권유 그마다 권유도 왔을 때.
And so then so Tome Sambo didn't say anything, but one of his disciples said, "Oh, this is the Bodhisattva Tome Sambo." But the robber has heard about Bodhisattva Tome Sambo before, but he have never met with him.
다 얘나 코빈 줘봤지네. 세다 쳐내야. 아니 차도 다 고치 땅 앞에 예방 못 사서서. 다그 음만데 뭐 권유 왔다. 걔는 좀만 다 코페 살는데 코나 간지 아니 가로 차차 다 고다스네 고다 슈 라바 버렸어.
So then immediately, and after that, he fell on the ground, and made a prostration, to Thomas Sambo, and he says, "Oh, this will be so severe negative karma or sin, if I were to rob a bodhisattva like you." And then he said sorry and made a prostration right away to Thomas Sambo.
아니 두 전에 아니 간지 자사 탐묘 사보고 탑 샹치고 생고 젬백 삼는데 코 아니 된디게 있다 좀 돼야 되는 바 도와 되는 소리다 그 메시지 내가 지금 메시지 좀고 메시 아니 켈레제 아니 자사 탐묘 사보 질이 좋아요.
And so that is because of Thomas Sambo's altruistic attitude or bodhicitta, that made this robber not to rob anymore. And after that, he followed both Thomas Sambo, and then he gave up robbing and followed Thomas Sambo and studied under him.
어제 장 간에 제일 파 연습 숙치모 다 사만나마 여자 파주도 셈 진구로서 녹여서 봤어. 생각도 다 좁혀서 저 맞춰서 나도 반지도 다 시어로.
So the bodhicitta, when you have bodhicitta, you always think about others, no matter what they did do to you. And then that way, you can tame them, you can help them, you can, tame and bring them under control. Otherwise, we will be like fighting with them, and that will only increase more hatred with each other.
어제 장 아니 지 수수고 아니 레긴 저바다 아니 두세 따다 영원까지 드니 너무 투어요 다 땡고에도 연구를 봤어.
Of course, all this depends on many causes and conditions, right? It doesn't happen all the time, because there are bodhisattvas all the time around. But why it's not, like help to everybody? So they have to have a strong karmic connection, and then, the things have to happen at the right place in the right time, and then it will happen. Otherwise, it's not necessary that it will happen all the time.
어제서 때 간두 가디는 레버다 마음에 내랑 간두 근데 내가 속거든. 뭐서 내가 간두 제야 말했어.
And so, the whatever karma that we have created, we have to purify them before it's ripened. And then once it's ripened, then there's nothing we can do. Just have to experience the result of that karma.
어제다 아니 전쟁이 샹지고 있으면 이거 지금 문에 푸자와야 나 푸드 때인데 파주고 팽도 왔어.
And so someone who has a great compassion or bodhicitta like that, and have a karmic connection with that person, and then even if he blows at her or him, and then that will help to cure his or her diseases like that.
제가 간전 담도 저도 된 나들 동도 나들 지금도 나들 올 지금 대바잖아 단으로 지금 동도 했어.
And then you might have read some scriptures, right? In some kind of scriptures, there are these mantras that you have to recite. It says if you recite this many mantra or this mantra once or so many times, all your negativities will be purified like that. Have you seen like that in the scriptures?
내가 간도 파지 드바케 다겨서 말았어. 그러나 욕다 전에 되도.
But what about our negative karma? No matter how many times we have read that, and it seems like we still have so much negative karma, right? We're still facing so many problems.
재산 가사도 가도 계셔야 돼서 그냥 가도 나난 되지 아니 셴발을 푸잖아 폐근도 못도 가도 뒤거라 가도 가도 와야 뒤거라 돌리면 못 제대로 있어. 자도라. 자도네. 가도 배워 뭐 배워 갑자스였어. 가도.
So there were like many, about 500 Tibetans. They were like discussing on the internet. They were discussing about this, and this topic came up. Like, when you recite the mantra and blow on somebody, will that really help the person or not?
그래서 딱 가시 팬토를 가시 팬토 말을 상가서 다시 못 잡았어. 근데 되는 아니 가시다 소수는 말을 팬소 가는지 팬소 소소다 다시 장에들 내기도.
So then there's, of course, many different opinions, right? So some say, oh yeah, it helped. Some say, no, it didn't help, and so forth. So then there's some people, they claim, yeah, it helped me, and then they explain how it helped them.
And then 미카실에서 근데 재미질에서 뭔가 카나라들 맛이 벗었어. 막 카나 제고들 맛이 벗지. 아니 맨가 때문에 사진은 제치는데 지금 잘못해서 그랬어. 아니 별래 아니 안들은 다 맞아야 되겠다 이거 서 봤어. 아니 미 참이가 다 하고 와노. 나 어디다 나야 나 볼. 그러시면 되는지래 체네 아니 고나가야 나 너네야 가능만 다까지 쳐답다네 그래서 대답하다 까마 가영이 전에 가나다 잘못 샀었어 대 뭐라고 했어 일단 이거는 미 말다 아니 되니 나타 그메데 마데 칼칼 참 수송스 뭐라들 라가도
And so there was one lady who explained about her experience. So she used to get like a sores on her in her mouth, and it never got better. No matter what kind of medicine she took or applied, nothing helped. And then one time she was in Tibet, and then she heard about this lama, who does a mantra and blows or spits on people's sores, and then it will heal like that. And then she said, okay, since she tried all these different things, why not try one more time, And then she went to this lama, and then he recited some mantra, and he blew and spit like on her. And then immediately, after a few minutes, immediately she felt like very calmness, cooling, in her mouth. And then after some time, it just got better, disappeared like that. So that's like, it's not something like she heard or like she's telling her own experience.
제가 딱 만족이 되려나 저 가는 치마 딱 줄었는데 가서 돈 남도 살아. 그 나사 간대요 나 친구요 나도 남도 라고
So nowadays, of course, will be very doubtful, right? So if somebody say, oh, they can just spit on you, and especially like spit, So maybe that person's carrying some kind of bacteria in his mouth. So what if I get disease from that bacteria, or like that, We even have doubt about that.
세상도 배회의 루슬라 땅 같은데 소소 대화 요새기 라마 저그 가지 소인다 때문에 쪽진 딱 말을 가려면.
So like in Tibet, this is of course very easy. People just have faith in the lamas, that, and they don't see any disgusting side of that.
제가 던지게 나사 던지 마부 잘하고 던지 라메기 찜바던데 잘하고 되는 마부에다 와요.
There are so many cases where people are better like that, by drinking lamas' urines also.
땡고는 도거든. 나 땡하면 돈이 가면 나라도 돈만 통계 왕의 몸 돈이 명 돈이.
Yeah, Geshe said he hasn't tasted it himself, but he saw other people tasting it and taking it.
야 땡고는 그 그게 전에는 소초는 요 말세 거로. 땡땡고는 팽게도 와. 가시를 나 그래. 고단이 그거면 됐어. melum ramara tangdos ane lambi chimba thane chaso sayada ane lambi ga tra de meta tangres teya dune chaso mambo yores tengi mambo tonyo.
So yeah, there was so anyway, so there's the cases like that, where people get better and by drinking lama's urine, and they say they don't have that sense of disgusting towards that. It's like all taken as a blessing, blessed drink, blessed drink, not like a urine, but not like an ordinary urine, but blessed drink, And then they also say, like, if you have some kind of disease, and then by burning the lama's hair, and then smelling that, fumigating that to yourself, then you get better from that disease also.
제가 근데 간지 미파적으로 대화 여와이나 이한테 네 받은 건 동거에서 다 대화 맨날 가도 가지는 대화 동거만 왔어. 네 받게 레그만도.
So of course, there has to be the realization, knowledge, from the lama side, and then strong faith, from the disciple side. If you have that faith, then you will see that, you see that excellent qualities. But if you don't have the faith, then you will not see that.
제당에 비자 내가랑 비자 중앙을 부모지라 부모든 삼선 뭐라 지금 접잖아요. 뒤로도. 아니 내 가서 땀지서도 지요. 땀지서 좋아하고 땀지서도. 반나 세라 땀지 뱀매주고 다 예담 가라죠. 되게 세도 너무 트레베스. 그 가린 하고 말다. 나도 트레바다 그 짜침으로 삼거든. 아니 그 부모 대 도에나 전에 접지 작은 거였어요. 근데 중화대 리더들 shumane tsamba dodo ani kungal ta tsamba ka yi tsamba ya ju tero chi de 되게 고야라고 마선데 그 사람하고 뭐도 같이 되게 소소라 대화는 쉬우 팽도 되게 공유도 라기도.
So that Geshe's younger sister,
brother Pomo.
So younger brother's daughter, had a seizure, the seizure when you really like just fall, and so Geshe had this flower, torma, the flower, the ritual cake, the flower, and it's mixed with all kinds of butter, sugar, all many different kind of ingredients. And what they did is they make that into a torma. It's a ritual cake, and then they make offering, to the deity Hayagriva. And there's like extensive pujas done on that, right? So after during that time, then you make offering of that torma to the Hayagriva. And then once the puja is done, then that torma is taken as a blessing, and then the people will eat it, or they fumigate it, and that will help. So Geshe had that pack of that flower from the Torma, and he sent it to his brother. And whenever she has a seizure, and then he give it to her, then she will like get better right away. And then after that, then she didn't even get seizure. And but she has been doing that all the time, and then he sees, because he believes in that, he has complete faith in it, and he does it, and then it seems to help. And so anyway, Geshe was saying that sometime after some time he ran out of that samba, and he was asking for more of it. So anyway, so if you have faith, then it will really work.
제장가도 배회게 딱가로 제당대 가지가지 빼면서 간지 대화다 되는데 소소 대화에는 건데 나한테 얼음 주나 내가 다게 간지.
So yeah, so this is like a Tibetan tradition, that where they do that, kind of things. So if you have faith, and then it can really help, and like just by reciting the mantra and blowing on somebody can help.
어떻게 된 건좀 잡도 마들에 레벨 걸어야 아니 전 매주 말하고 갈라 얼마들에 나지네 다도 어때 마보여 돼.
Yeah, so there are many cases where people have this kind of acne, the sores on their face, and then they apply kind of medicine, take medicine, nothing helps. But then when lamas, blow on them or spit on their light spit on their faces, then it completely like cures them.
어제 다 간제 된지가 안에 지금 딱 나가 니바다. 아니 상주성을 배에서도 배네 쌈님은 좀 간제 된데 요렇다. 이제 다 간다는 안 졸라 나가 니바 개요마다 간제 상주성 검도는 심팬 도시고 있어라 봤어.
And so so those kind of powers that mantras and the bodhicitta carries. So if we meditate on bodhicitta, try to like even develop bodhicitta, then it helps a lot, to protect us from all these harms.
대다 안에 배배에게 믿어서 깨라 마부 따야다. 전소리 가서 지 따요 말았어. 나 따면 그만 배래 슈 따거스 라마서 동아 슈 따거스.
Like in Tibetan tradition, they have like the the blessed string they wear a lot, and the lamas give the blessed string. You put it on and tie it around your neck. You don't see it here. Many Westerns don't do that, but in Tibet, people used to do it. And they have like so many bundles of strings on their neck.
나도 주유가라 빼먹고 따요스 마부쇼 따요스. 아니 다 주주에다 다 두벌로 두면 아니 식쇼여로. 아니 나도 그래. 그 사죠. 딱딱딱 식세요다야. 보고서.
근데 라메체라 되네시게.
야 되네.
Like in Tibet, like lamas give that, and then people will wear it, one after another, and then they will be like a big, accumulate, make a bunch of it, and then of course they don't take shower every day, right? And then it becomes old, and then it becomes a nest for the lice. So there's a saying, there's a blessing for 3 days, and after that is a nest for lice.
제 제자 식사하지. 아니 양가도 참 식사그랬어요.
And then the egg, the lice eggs, and it's in the white thing, and they will just bite on it, and it makes a noise, like those bubble wraps. When you break the bubble wraps, it makes noise, and it's exciting for the kids that they used to bite it, like that, and then it makes a noise. And the egg.
Yeah, 되게 가도 가모 제녀들. 제자 간데 된지 변한 게뭐 미카젤에 맨다기 전에야 맨다 마소들 요소로 배 간지 가오도 중앙에 가도 배벨 요소로 슈 따야 되요. 너 따요 말아.
And 가서 됐어. 인지 치
protection.
That like a cow, what do you call that? Like a pendant,
Amulet?
Amulet, yes. So that, there's a like amulet, in Tibet that people wear, and then during the war, the soldiers were all given that, and then they said that bullet, they will not get, a bullet, the bullet will come, and then when it comes very close to them, it will just go this way or that way. It never hits them, and so like that kind of, the amulets, we call it cow in Tibet, and that helps a lot also.
제자 간지 된지 간지 다 송아들이 지금 모여서 그만 맨다 주나 맨다 둘러나는 가서 배배 깨라쳐서 또 봤거든. 아니 빠시고는 네우 빠서 말 뢰었을 때라고도 없었다. 난 도만이었다.
And then it says that so when they get like the Tibetans, they wear the big like overgarment, like a chuba, that's like what's called a chuba, very loose, and it wraps around their body. And they say like the bullets come to them, but it never gets to their body. And when they take off their robe, then they use all the bullets will fall on, like once the bullets will fall on the ground, but it never hits their body.
땡고네 때는 아마 계실라다나 뇽네 가서 다람살은 로이 봐. 계실라 남주 가오지게 군대 그 남자다 마모여. 가오도 깨다 비 맹가로 넣진 갑자기 속으면 돼. 나서 돼. 제 조소죠. 준 속으면 돼. 아니 뭐 하고다. 앞가 봐서 구리지가 구해야지. 달람 구해야지. 아니 걔가 가오도 깨다 하셔도 아니 가오도 발래잖아. 곧다 보거든. 내가 하면서 하고 온다 나서.
So and also Geshe Tsulga, when he was sick, before he passed away, when he was sick, he went to see a doctor in Dharamsala, and the nurse came to get a blood test, and she couldn't insert the needle into his body, and then she knew about, she has knowledge about that thing, amulet, and she asked, do you have some kind of blessed amulet on your body? And then Geshe said, yeah, there was like amulet Geshe was wearing that was given by His Holiness, and then he took it off, and then she was able to insert it in the needle. So there was
드레다 니바데
differences like that. Yeah.
드레다 간지 땡데가 아니 가로다 마가 니바스 그 나머지 띵이도 땡데 요사스.
So definitely there is no doubt that there is a kind of power like that, from
제단-
mantras and from the blessings like that.
제단들 맞지지 병이 병들 남도는 저 땡데 인군에 해설했죠.
And so, of course, it's really true when it says that this will benefit this will benefit that, and so forth. It will benefit, but again, like I said, it has to be karmic connection, right place, right time, and so forth.
이나 다 단디 대답 그 밀었다 던데 대화샤 요 말스.
So, but nowadays, the modern time, the people of this modern time doesn't have that much of faith in those things now.
제다 조 가르다 샹집삼 공고래 샹집삼 보내 다 대공원에서 군소고 대딱 가르 냠농선 쇼도 왔어.
And so, but you can, believe in bodhicitta, right? So you'll be able to believe in bodhicitta, and try to develop bodhicitta. So if you have bodhicitta, then you don't need all these protections, or amulets, and so forth. That will protect you from all those hindrances.
제다 샹집삼다 고대오잖아 간지 젬베가 이제나 펜도고 젬베가 삼바시로.
So the bodhicitta is an altruistic thought, to benefit others.
Okay? Any questions? Yes.
Could you repeat again the Tibetan word for amulet?
가오.
Kau,
가오.
kau,
Kau.
Yeah.
Sounds Hawaiian. Kau.
kau. Yeah.
가오.
Thank you.
Okay. No questions? Oh, you guys very. Oh, yes.
How do you have bodhicitta towards somebody if you're really, well, if they don't really believe in it, and they just will think that you're being stupid, and then will try and hurt you more?
You mean like when you want to benefit that person?
Yeah, to feel, if you want to cultivate that feeling of wanting to benefit them and doing what you can to help them, but it just feels dangerous because they don't,
Believe.
yeah.
그래서
맞아. 팬도 진짜 삼바 여바자라 본돌라. 난 코로나서 그때 작직 이체되는 몇 번이나 쓰고다.
때문에
팬그랬어.
콜 팬이 그냥 말다 소설 팬이 이렇게 저러. 샹집삼 소수지라고 뭐 콜을 고해야 돼요 말스. 이나 소수지라 샹집고 세미나 소설 팬이 또
나 콜라 간스 팬그랬어.
되게 되네 아니 팬도제나 아니 간두가니 소설라 팬셈 맞아 파조라 내생 간두 좀 되게 말했어. 팬셈 그 내가 제나 간두 담을 팬으로 왔어.
So it doesn't matter what what they have, what kind of thought they have, even whether they believe in bodhicitta or not, doesn't matter. But as long as you have bodhicitta towards them, then that will benefit yourself, and then that can also benefit them, to not have, just like the robber, was benefited from Tongme Sangpo's bodhicitta, just like that, that person can be benefited from your bodhicitta also.
배나 간두 내가 야보지 제와 있나 봐줘 캔레면 이렇게 좀 말아. 콜이 내가 야보지 제와 로바체나 봐줘 팽으로 고가그로 왔어.
And so if you do something, to benefit others, and something good for others' sake, then doesn't matter whether they believe it or not, but that will definitely help them in some way.
제가 간두지를 샹집고 세미나 간두 내가 야보면 누가 진 제가 말했어.
So like if you have altruistic attitude or bodhicitta towards others, then the only thing you will do is to benefit others. You will not do anything, to cause harm to them.
제가 피 캔레면 이렇게 말했어.
So yeah, it doesn't matter, how they see it or whether they believe in it or not.
제가 샹집고 세미나 간두 말아서 소수기 jel라 배나 간두 배나 Shamba se mitsame khenla shamba dang nije se mitsame khenla was.
So like loving kindness, compassion, that's accepted by all, right? So everybody likes, who are compassionate and loving, and so therefore it will definitely help. Yes.
제가 shamba dang nije ni shanju sem juja was.
So the bodhicitta and the loving kindness, compassion and loving kindness, is the cause for bodhicitta.
제가 아니 shamba dang nije shuk cher shamba dang ani shanju sem goya dosa garo den.
So when you develop loving kindness and compassion, then when that develops, higher and higher, then that becomes the bodhicitta.
제가 단다 군디고 송고도 봐서 shamba dang nije se dang gazo 추켈랭 가서 주보 잘라 말해. 된 남블리가 속 이제 참말 거야 이래 송도 같아. 때내려.
So just like His Holiness the Lama said, that loving kindness and compassion is not something that is only needed to develop by those who believe in religions. It's something that's needed by everybody, even the animals. As long as we have that, then there will be peace in the world.
Does this make sense? 제가 가서 남주 폐 제가 상징 semzade 수수jel에 챘나 간제 수수 미야보슈 차로 간제 수수 미야보이나 그 내가 야마 누가 책 말어.
So like if you generate bodhicitta, then you become a good person, and you will do only good thing, for yourself and for others. You will not do anything bad for others.
제가 단단 간주 그 싫다 간주 끌로 간주 제대 지 야가 전제 제일 그저래 되나 가디나 노라마 올라가도.
So even though our motivation is good, and to benefit others, but sometimes the way we do can cause a problem to others.
배나 간주 소소 내가 제가로 봐. 조가 제메 보고 남이 콜내 죽은 건 주 상관이야. 간주 그래나 지 야가 전제 제 답이 시거래. 이나 대간주 의외에다 따다 하 먹어지. 간주야 하 먹어지. 바조 하 먹어야 하 먹어 이게 내가 냠지나 노조용 걸어 봐. 단 그런 의외에서 때 간주. 아주 야 수중근에 끊어 야가 제가 되나. 될 제와 제단네 소소 조가 제메 마가 차와다 노담 모용도 왔어. 이나 대주 영화대 간주 끊어두고 말이야. 나가라서 그 라렌데 따다 하 먹어 인자 용거 말하지.
So usually, when we do something, for our families, like husband for the wife, wife for husband, or parents for the children, they always want to do good thing for them, right? Always want to do it. But the way they do, the thing, then that makes the children get angry towards the parents, or husband get angry towards the wife gets angry, like that. So it's not that they have a bad thought, thinking that, I want to cause problem to them, that's why I'm going to do this. Not like that. They always have good thought, to help them, but the way we do things can, sometimes becomes wrong, and that way then other people become angry at us.
간주 미세다 나세 슈침보자. 간주세 슈침보자. 그래서 스지 나들로 도요 말어.
And so we all have this strong ego, right? Things, I'm right, I'm good, and all these things, So that's very difficult for us to give up.
제장도 레까지 레와이나 미참마 주마저와이나 레가 제 용토 문도.
And so like when you are doing something, in a group, you have to discuss with each other and then come to do what's most liked by everybody, right? But if you say, no, what I'm thinking is right, this has to be done in that way with your ego, then that will always cause problem.
제자 안에 되는 가도 그룹 되나 리더지고 사람에게 다 리더데 가르라는 대냐바이나 내가 듣고 따다 로요 버스. 매 강가 리더 차이나 근데 리더 맞는 용문도 왔어.
And then if there is a leader, a skillful leader, and especially respected by everybody, right? And then whatever he or she says, then everybody will just listen to that. Then it will be easy. Then you just follow the leader, and then you will get it done. But if if the leader is not capable, not skillful, and not respected by others, then maybe that can cause problem also again.
Okay? Yes.
So how do we increase our skill and our capacity if we have the right intention and we keep making the mistake of making
Yeah.
people angry? How do you increase the skill?
다때 가서 의원에서 하고 오지 그랬어.
By understanding the reality.
야. 배나 간도 배나 자나라 배나 카라나라 참 머물고 있나. 대 야고면 가도 신경을 받는. 소 따다 일로나 아니 곧 따다 용거로 봤어. 더 되노. 제자다 내지는 놀고요. 내지는 놀고 매봐도 수수 갖고 오지 그랬어.
So you have to understand the reality, or like what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. Like when you prepare food, you have to put the right amount of salt. So if you put it too much, then it will not taste good. If you don't put enough, then it will not taste good. You have to put the right amount. So you have to know exactly the reality, right? What is good, what is bad. So
Yeah.
once you know that, even though we have good intention, because of not knowing the reality, then we make mistakes. When we think, well, yeah, of course we have compassion, but we think, what I'm doing, the way I'm doing is right. We have this view. The intention is there, but the view, because the view, then we make mistake.
재단 삼동안에 들은 것도 한 삼tum치나 소수고 놀게 요래다 소수 놀게 와 소수 신경 말했어.
So, and even though we have good intention, I want to do this to benefit others, but then we make a mistake. And we even don't realize that we are making mistake. We even don't know our own mistake, and then we just do in that way and thinking that that's the right way.
재단 간독하더나 그 놀것도 난 놀면 전혀 삼들 그랬어.
And that's because usually, because of the ego. Right? It says, I'm right. He is wrong. I'm right. Always like that. That's the view that we have because of that, and then we make mistakes.
재단 파주 그거 같이 보면 파주 대야 그 놀다가 요래 나도 이제 강민에서 똥고 하고 식으로.
And so the reality, is that I make a mistake too. And just as he makes mistake, I make mistake too. And it could be me, making mistake. It's not always him making mistake. That's the reality, right? But we don't know that. And because of not knowing that, we always think that he is the one who's making mistake. I'm the one who's always right, like that.
다 대한 사람들 앞에나 그 노릇이다 코로나 뛰어 말다 그 녀모 뛰어 되려나 그 녀모도 미니 가가지서 안에 답되고 요랬어.
And then, Len says, yeah, just like him, him, I can make a mistake. Just like me, he can make a mistake. But he's not to be blamed for his mistake. It is his delusion. It's his ignorance. It's his lack of knowledge and thought like that. So when you blame on that, then you're not blaming on the person. You're separating. It's not him. It's his thought. So then you don't get that much of grudges towards that person.
Okay? It
Makes
takes
sense?
time we have to study more, thinking more.
I'm thinking of a situation where you're just having a normal discussion, and somebody says, they're going to do such and such a thing, and then you say, well, have you thought about such and such? And then they get all upset because,
Yeah, they say,
in fact, they don't trust.
yeah, they have also
They
their,
don't trust them.
because they have their own very strong view, strong ego. They don't want to give up their thought. We don't want to give you our thought. Therefore, both ego come together. They cannot accept each other. Right? The Tibetan normal have said that two big yaks come in, they don't accept each other. They fight until they die. They just fight. Like that, this is a problem for the ego in ignorant and subjection. Okay? Okay, anyway, I think you guys are going to today clean. The clean is also very benefit. Deep or tomorrow, Papa Lochua said, Kaji kept and the document of Torres.
So yeah, when you do the cleaning, so you have to think of cleaning the stains of your mind, not just the stains or the dirt of the place, but of your mind. And the stain in our mind are the delusions, right? Attachment, anger, ignorance, jealousy, and so forth. So those are the ones. So when you think of that, cleaning that, and then that when that gets cleaned, then you will be you'll be arhat. So that's a story you might have heard about scholar Chuta Pindika, who couldn't learn anything, and then all he was given to do was just sweep, the gompa, sweep the temple, and then after some time, then he was told, to recite this. Say, abandon the dust, abandon the stain, abandon the dust, abandon. And then later he realized that it's like talking about the dust, the stain in his mind. And then through that, then he was able to achieve arhat just by cleaning like that.
제당 고유 싸마요나 대랑군에 지금 도돈 텔렌쟁가 아니 라당 아니 송마도 좀 그렇게 요래.
And so just like we like the clean places, then also the spirits around, the gods and the spirits around, likes the clean place. So then they will come and then help and protect us.
제당 안쪽은 되는 배나 강배가 트마지 단에 오소가 트마지 강가 대표는 루바일나 빼 나사그러 왔어.
So like when we come here, if we have all these shoes on and then stains of our shoes, boots, and smells of our socks, and then even people, the guests will be unhappy, right?
대대 집발에 들려자 아노 고유 싸마서도 빼면서 내가 전부 자고 그랬던데 자 먼저 비벨로솔라 로상엘라야 아니 소소고 링아 이었음 단 고유도 제바 담아서야게 자시 요래.
So therefore, it is very important to keep the place and the environment clean. And in Tibetan tradition, we have this tradition of cleaning, once like body, speech, and mind, as well as the place and environment, just before the losar, and then you throw all these things out, with the before the losar time.
제당도 잘라야 보죠나 대고 작반고 요소는 잘라면 통고 말어 왔어. 대대 집바 아니 남자처럼 샘야보다 샘도 요모고 요소한다 대 샘야보다 중요하지 담아서 그래.
Well, it's like if you have valuable things, but if you cover with the dust and stains, then it will not look good, beautiful, right? So just like that, if our mind is covered with the stain and the dust and of the afflictive emotions, then it will not look good. So therefore, we have to clean that.
대당도 남배 죽은 냠내나 짠다데 배 내가 좀 보여 온 거지.
And in Buddhist practice, we also emphasize so much on the keeping clean.
제가 고송 두지 땐전 저와 여면 고wen 잡아샴세 정도 요리 줄이나 요리스들이다 되고 냠내가 나왔지 냠내 차대 요리 담아서 돼.
So even in the practice of the 6 preparatory rites or the preliminary practices, where you invite or invoke the holy beings, first before that you have to clean the place and arrange the offerings and the representative of body, speech, and mind in a very nice, proper way, and then after that you invite. So therefore, even at the practice, you need that. So it's very important.
Okay, therefore, I can make a little bit caro. So,
So a little bit encouragement for you to
encouragement, clean here. Okay, yeah, it's one hand this is a job, this will do something work, but I think good opportunity to get some merit. If you say I'm going to give a good opportunity to you, merit, to clean up today, then you feel, they're just talking that. Right? But if you really think Buddhism way, it's a good opportunity to
So, because of that kind of explanation, then we will do it. I will get inspired and then we'll do it. Otherwise, we will not do it.
Okay.
So with a good motivation, if you do some cleaning like that, then it will really help, to create merit and purify your negativities.
Okay? Same example, our cleaning our mind, delusion kick out, attachment kick out, anger kick out, then what? Jealous kick out. We don't have any delusions. We watch all them. Put super duper soup, just watch. Right? Angry, attachment, jealousy, hatred, then what bother you? Like those moments, right? When you get angry, you kick out. Then you mind. So
you might think that if I don't have anger, jealousy, attachment, then will I become, like a vegetable maybe? It's not like that, okay? Don't worry. So, before you discard the trash of your mind, you have to discard the trash of the external environment.
Okay? Okay, thank you.
Turn to page 39 of the prayer book, please. Saji Perki Junshi Meto Tramri Rablingji Ni Dege Padi Sange Jingdu Metewa Gidroko Namdag Jingla Cho Parsho Jesu Lame Gucherapten Jing Nam Kar Trinle Cho Chubge Padang Lobzan Tempe Drume Jnana Mandala Kam Niryatayami. From my 2 collections, vast of space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddhist teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive, practicing the excellent paths, never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the 10-fold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenre Zig remain in life till samsara's end. Tong ni ning je zung du ju pe lam che che sa tse gong chen ten dru gung chagna pe mo tenzin gyatso la so wa dev so gesun du show. Page 49, short, long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Tung sung chang ting jom gong ge we tenzin yom pa we gun so dok po ze chong sung kur we le mun tu dru pa da zo do je gun du jap ten show. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the 3 jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for by you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle disciples wherever you manifest Buddhahood, so that all my temporal and ultimate wishes, without exception, may be effortlessly, spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction, be teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, and the pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57, prayers of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. And we'll end on page 75. Mix them up. Me me tse we te chen chen re zig, tree me kempe wang po jam pel yang, gang chen ke pe su gen Tsongkhapa, lop sandra pe Jabla so dev. Thank you. Thank you, Jangchub. All right, a few announcements. There is a Guru Puja this Tuesday from 7 to 8:30. Geshe-la's class is on Wednesday, 7 to 9. Now, next Monday is Losar, and on that morning, Monday morning, from 5 to 8 in the morning, there'll be an extensive Guru Puja to honor Lama Yeshe's passing. So there's going to be, the setup for that puja will be the day before. So if you're wanting to make an offering for the puja, or you're coming to the puja, please bring your offerings on Sunday. And because it'll be said it'll be too late to bring it on Monday. So just keep that in mind. And for all of us that may be able to stay and help clean, I appreciate it. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Geshe. Oh yeah, there will be pizza.